So, I am here to continue talking about the Week 8 NFL, the games, my thoughts on the games for Week 8. We have 3 more to go in the 2 parts I did. I'm going to share with you the last 3 games, the last Sunday afternoon game, and the 2 primetime games, the 2 national games. It is the Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football. Oh, now we're at the World Series. Monday Night Football did. Sunday Night Football did not. Because it was off day for travel. We have the Denver Broncos. They dominate the Dallas. I don't know, but not ultra dominate. But they did well against the Dallas Cowboys, and they win 44-24. As you can see, what happened was Dak Prescott. He was 19-31 for 188 yards and 2 interceptions. But I said 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions he threw. So that was really what it was. Bone. This was not perfect. He was 19-20 and 247 yards, 4 touchdowns. He did have an interception, but he wasn't not bad though. But the running game of Dallas just went places, but just couldn't get got the touchdowns, got short yardage touchdowns. Just couldn't get like the big like maybe like the 5 yards of carry on average. If you're a really good running back, you can maybe get like 4 or 5 yards of carry on average. If you can get like 5 yards of carry, that's pretty good. Like 20 carries, maybe 100 yards. That's not bad. But just Jay Williams, he got like about 3 yards of carry. He was 13-41 yards, and then they even brought in Jay Milton, Milton the third, the backup, and that is not the best sign when you bring in the backup quarterback. It's really not. But he threw a touchdown late in that one in the game. And then you had Dak Prescott 6 for 30, Blue 8 for 29. I mean, it was really like just not the best overall game for the Cowboys. They're kind of struggling on here at 3-4-1. And then J.K. Dobbins 15 for 111, 7.4 yards carry. Harvey 7 for 46, 6.6 yards carry, 2 touchdowns. So Franklin 6 for 89, 4 for 67 for Sutton. Bryant 2 for 40, Ingram 4 for 36, J.K. Dobbins 2 for 10. In the first quarter, it was a Brandon Aubrey 24-yard field goal, and then it was a R. Harvey 40-yard touchdown rush. And then the extra point, and a 25-yard catch, T. Franklin touchdown catch. And then the extra point, and then it was a touchdown to Jay Williams rushed for 1 yard. But then it was a offside penalty, and after R. Harvey rushed, the extra point was missed. And then it was the defensive holding, but it was declined because it was declined due to the fact that it was a touch. B. Bryant got the touchdown on the Dingazoo. Not sure, I can't remember. Not sure I pronounced that, but the 20 was for a touchdown. B. Bryant, but it was a decline because the play was over 5 yards. Even if it was it was a touchdown, obviously, so you decline. But if it was a first down, you would decline it if you got first down, unlike the catch or no. But yeah, that's what happened. So, and then let's kick the extra point. And then in that game, you also had Jay Williams rush up the middle for a touchdown. And then and then it was all at sports yard field goal, and then the third quarter, and then the fourth it was Bonet touchdown, and then a catch to T. Franklin and Harvey and 2 extra points. The Milton then threw it for 34 yards. So I mean, they got a few running touchdowns, so they kept them in that. And the third quarter was kind of in it, but then that fourth just really got blown out of hand. Extra blown out. Not so hot. Not so great. The Green Bay Packers defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers 35-25. And you had, like they always say, teacher against the student. Sometimes the teacher against student is where like the teacher is one who who trains you, and then the teacher is like Aaron Rodgers. He's the teacher because he taught Jordan Love being an NFL quarterback. When I leave, so he can be a serviceable NFL quarterback good NFL quarterback in the future. And he's took over from like the ins and outs of being an NFL quarterback from Aaron Rodgers, and he's taken in, done well, Like Green Bay Packers, they always want to sit their players or get some sit with them on the bench and then they bring in their like Aaron Rodgers. He sat on the bench for a few years. Brett Favre was quarterback, and then Brett Favre, and then Jordan Love sat for a few years. Now he's becoming like a really good player. So that's what you want, That's what they want to do. And so far it's working out. But for the majority of the game, Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers had it in the lead. I was kind of rooting for Aaron Rodgers because I'd rather have him win, even though I'm a Green Bay Packers fan. Watch him win, and I've seen him lose to Vikings too, or lose many times. But I would just have but in this case, I'm a Vikings fan, so I'd rather see the Packers, Aaron Rodgers win, because he's on the Steelers now, than have the Green Bay Packers win. But yeah, but Jordan Love, 29 to 30 yards, 3 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers was 24 of 36, 218 yards, 2 touchdowns. So neither quarterback was bad though. Jordan Love threw a lot more yards. Wilson was 11 for 61. Jacobs was 11. He was pretty. Wilson, yeah. But then Tucker Kraft 7 for 143. Christian Watson 4 for 85. You have Romeo Doubs 3 for 44. So it was really pretty solid day by the passing. And the Rodgers 24 was 24, 36, 28, 2 touchdowns. Warren went 6, 13 for 62. Most fires increased, so not bad. Gainwell 5 for 31. Wilson went for 4 for 74. He got 5 for 33. Kyle Austin 3rd, 4 for 28. So not too shabby. But then early in the first quarter, it was Boswell with a 56-yard field goal. Love with a 16-yard pass to Tucker Kraft. Then you had the extra point was good. Then Boswell kicked 2 field goals, 50 to 48. But then he kicked. And then it was a short right pass to DK Metcalf with 37 seconds left for a 2-yard touchdown. And then there was an extra point was good. But then it was a Jordan 8-yard pass for Williams. Make it 14-16 after leaving an extra point. And then it was 19-14 after Seabass's 56-yard kick. So he kicked 4 field goals. 3 in the first half, 1 in the fourth. And then it was Josh Jacobs. So at the fourth quarter, he rushed in for 3 yards. And Jordan Love with the Roman House for 2 points. And Jay Love with a 24 touchdown pass to Tucker Kraft. And then it was Beaming S 28 for the lead, 3-18, and 20-35-18. Then Rodgers touchdown, and then it was they ruled it incomplete, but then it was replayed official. They reviewed it, It was replay assist, and they reviewed it. It was a touchdown. They get 35-25. And then it was, and then so yeah, but it was the only problem with that is they just could not just get the touchdown. Like the Pittsburgh Steelers just got field goals. They were more efficient than the Packers were on scoring, but they just couldn't get convert some of those field goals into touchdowns. Field them more, because if they could have, they would have won the game. And that's what hurt them, having 4 touchdowns. Having 4 field goals, and they only had 2 touchdowns, one the end of the second quarter, and one nearing the end of the fourth quarter. So that's really what hurt them. It's really what hurt them. Otherwise, they would have had the win. Or made it more competitive, at least, With a couple more touchdowns. I don't know what it is. And then you had the Kansas City Chiefs. They defeat the Washington Commanders 28-7. And I just knew it wasn't going to be the best game of the season because for a national game, especially because it overlapped game 1 or game 3 of the MLB World Series, the World Series for baseball. And I knew a lot of people. Some people are going to watch the football. They're like a Washington Commanders fan or a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Or some people who don't like who are not baseball fans might watch it. A lot of the people who are fans of multiple sports, they're definitely going to be watching the MLB game. And that going into it. The NFL knew that. And I said it's not going to be the best game. Especially because they had, and it was kind of right. Because in the first quarter, it was 7-all. It was for no score in the first quarter. And then it was, I didn't really watch it, though. I was watching because I wasn't watching the World Series either, or NBA. If you're people are just basketball, I was watching them. Actually, I was watching SWAC women's volleyball, and then I was watching for SWAC women's volleyball. I was watching that and Utah Tech volleyball. With soccer, I was watching that was on women, Florian and Grambling women's volleyball. But anyways, but this game was Marcus Mariota. He went 21 of 30 for 230 yards, a touchdown, 2 receptions. Patrick Mahomes was not the most efficient either. 25 of 34, 280 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions on the day. So it was not the most efficient either. Not his best scheme as a quarterback either. The running game did not go over so well. When their quarterback is the leading running back, that's not the good sign. Marcus Mariota was 8 of 28 and then Krusky Merritt was 9 of 25. Nicholas was, and then only 1 of 4. So, and he was 5 for 64 for receiving. McLaurin was 5 for 54. Luke McCaffrey was 3 of 24. Bates was 122. Sinnott was 122. Leggert's 4 for 16. Deebo Samuel 3 for 11. So a bunch of different receivers, but with attempts, pass attempts or but yeah. Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, like I said. Isaiah Pacheco 2 for 50. Kareem Hunt 9 for 40. Patrick Mahomes 430. Yeah, Travis Kelce 649. Rashid Rice touchdown. Rashid Rice 9 for 93. He was suspended though for the first so many games of the season. First like 6 games of the season. Now that he's been back for 2 games for Kansas City. He's been like a few games. He's been proven why that he's been good. A really good player. He's proven why. 0-5 for the Drew Smith-Schuster 2 for 29. So not a bad game. And the first quarter the first half was not the best game though. However, it really wasn't the best game. You know? Because Kareem got 1 yard touchdown rush. And then Harrison Butker takes what? Marcus Mariota incomplete. Yes, they reviewed it and it was inbounds for touchdown or about one of those plays. And they scored a touchdown. It was 7-0 after halftime. Then the third quarter, Patrick Mahomes with a Kareem Hunt touchdown. Third quarter, it was 13-7. Then 14-7 they scored. Then it was a Travis Kelce touchdown catch. And they get 27. Then Patrick Mahomes pass was completed genuine, but the catch was made by Rashid Rice for a touchdown to make it 27 cents. And Harrison Butker's extra point 28 cents. So not too shabby though. For the Chiefs in the second half. It was just that first half was a little sloppy though. It was sloppy in that first half though. For both teams. The Commanders and the Chiefs. But in that second quarter half, it ended up becoming sloppy for the Commanders. More like a defensive game, In that second quarter half, it was the Commanders, did not just have the going at all. So really, the Chiefs just played really solid that game. And you could see why, the Chiefs were a really solid team. You could see why. You could see why, You could see why. Marcus Mariota, he's been good, but he's also been consistent. They've also had like inconsistent quarterbacks. Like 1 week it might be Gene Daniels, 1 week it's Marcus Mariota. They've been switching quarterbacks. Like either they've been like Gene Daniels been hurt. He missed a week and he's okay, and then he plays and then he's not okay. So it's like up and down, with him. So, but I don't know. So, I don't know. I wish, if they had steady quarterback play, it might be better. They'd be a better team. But that's the problem. They're just not having steady play. Steady quarterback. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the Week 8 NFL slate. I'm gonna do my thoughts. Week 9. There's a few big games. So making the Detroit Lions. Indianapolis Colts at the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then you have the Kansas City Chiefs at the Buffalo Bills. The national games are not the most hot or the best national games either. I think they thought Arizona, Dallas was going to be better with Kyler Murray back. Kyler Murray playing, same with the Seahawks at Washington with Gene Daniels playing. It's not the hottest national games. They thought Tua Tagovailoa and the offense would do better. Or the Ravens, they would have their stars playing. They would have Lamar Jackson not hurt for the season. Or for a bit, so. Yeah, so. Yeah. We'll see. So we'll see, yeah, it's a really solid. So I don't know, but I'm gonna be doing my thoughts. Elite 9 games for the 2025 season. I'm gonna do them as well later on. So, I have some things to do.